Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Look at the beautiful people here this morning. It's delightful to see all of you. Welcome to Unity. It is a global, inclusive spiritual community offering practical tools and uplifting resources to help people of all walks of life apply positive spiritual principles in their daily lives. I ask that you silence your cell phones. And as all of you know, this is Memorial Day week coming up. And we would like to recognize Memorial Day by taking a few moments to honor those across the globe who have paid the ultimate price in service to their country. One of our members, Brett Sanders, hasn't been able to be with us because of some health issues. And he wrote this following prayer, which I'd like to share with you. Divine Mother and Father, Source and Spirit, Creator and Cornerstone of the universe and of the home we share, our planet Earth. May we be mindful of and grateful for the service of our brave women and men in uniform, past and present, who have given and continue to give so much for our beloved United States, that we may stay safe and free and united. People from every state and background, from all ancestries and ethnicities, there we go, of all faiths and of none, from families on the left, the right, and center, but all joined in purpose, and so living the motto of our great soul, e pluribus unum, out of many, one. May those who have given the ultimate sacrifice find peace in their conception of the hereafter. And may those who now still struggle with the deep wounds of war keep taking steps day by day towards healing and wholeness. May all service members and veterans feel the appreciation of our thankful nation. And may the Eternal One give comfort to all those who mourn on this day of remembrance. And so it is. Don't you weep for me, I can hear you sing, oh
Amazing grace, please don't grieve for me. I am free. Let the church bells ring. Oh, I stand before these pearly gates. You should see this place. I'm on these streets, they're paved with gold. I'm here with Grandma, I'm dancing with your Uncle Joe. It's like he's 17 years old. Heaven knows it's true. If you could see the view, you would not cry for me. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I just wanted to share that I'll be hosting a workshop called The Art of Feeling, Why We React the Way We Do When We're Stressed. It's going to be 2 weeks from now, Sunday, June 7th, from 1 p.m. to 2:30. The suggested donation is $20, but I want to say that all are welcome. This is going to be a science-based workshop where we talk about the nervous system, stress responses, and how stress affects the way we think, feel, and react in everyday life. We'll be talking about things like fight, flight, freeze, and fawn responses, how stress can affect the brain and the body, and simple tools to help regulate the nervous system and build more self-awareness. A big part of this workshop is helping people understand that they are not broken. Their body is responding to stress the way it was designed to do. So if you've ever found yourself feeling overwhelmed, emotionally reactive, shut down, anxious, or stuck in patterns you don't fully understand, this workshop is really meant to help bring understanding and reduce shame around those experiences. Everybody is welcome, and I'd love to see you all there.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Our word for today is steps. And our affirmation is, I will read it and we'll all read it together. I consistently and courageously take steps to shift my life and manifest my dreams. Let's say that together. I consistently and courageously take steps to shift my life and manifest my dreams. It has been said that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. The first step I take in any endeavor may be small. However, this step is the most important, for it is a conscious decision to open to my good. As an example, I consider the acorn that holds within it the potential to become the mighty oak. It must be planted in order to grow. The mighty oak can become visible only through the required steps of photosynthesis. By taking concrete steps and conscious steps, I move toward achieving what it is I desire. Each step that I take leads to the next. A single step can lead to a new career or an undiscovered opportunity. My life is a gift, and I have the power to develop it. With divine guidance, I begin today to take whatever steps are necessary to further my unfoldment. And I have to tell you, this word, unfoldment, has taken a hold of me. And I can't tell you, I can't get my mind off of it. The pictures that come into my head about unfolding. And I see this every Sunday, unfolding from each of us as we find new thoughts and share new thoughts. Anyway, that's just my aside. Once again, I will read our affirmation, and then let's all read it together. I consistently and courageously take steps to shift my life and manifest my dreams. I consistently and courageously take steps to shift my life and manifest my dreams. And so it is.
We all need to take a deep breath. So how many of you have a dog and you walk your dog every day? Yeah, or most days. I have to be honest, we have 2 dogs, and one of them is mine and one is Barry's. We did not plan it that way. They chose us. And of course, they love their Grammy too. But I have to be honest, because I probably, if I didn't have Sam, wouldn't take my daily walk. But what I'm finding is what a gift it is, because it's getting out in nature, one, and it's time with him. It's for him. It's really for him. That's like the highlight of the day. And he won't leave me alone until I take him. But the other thing is that recently I realized that I could go through an entire walk and not be present at any point because of thinking. So I started to set an intention to look for the birds and to listen for the birds. And on those days when I'm thinking, I don't see or hear any birds. And then on the days that I choose consciously to focus my mind and shift my consciousness, taking a intention of a concrete step in my life, I hear and see so many birds. And have you ever noticed how they all sound different? I can hear a dozen different bird sounds, probably more than that, in a half an hour walk. That was my soapbox introduction there. And it was for me. We are on the third. First, let's do our attunement. I love this. I'll say it and we can say it together. I am in the upper room. I have come, I have come, I have come. Behold, I make all things new. God is, God is, God is. Together. I am in the upper room. I have come, I have come, I have come. Behold, I make all things new. God is, God is, God is. So what I do on my walk is either attune myself to nature, or not. We're on our third talk in this talk series on exploring Unapologetic Manifestation, a book by Rev Ken Daigle, who is the senior minister at Unity of San Francisco. We're looking at experiencing greater good in all areas of our life through these 5 steps. So a couple weeks ago, we did Focus Your Mind. We talked about the inner garden, the garden of the mind, and how maybe that garden has become overgrown with things that we really don't want in there. And it may be time to take a focus at what needs to be rooted out, pulled out, and released. And we also looked at, have we gotten sort of satisfied to the point of ignoring needing improvement in our thinking? Because remember, then whatever we're thinking ultimately can manifest in our world. So it's important to begin there. Last week we talked about shifting your consciousness, and we called it Shift Happens or Not. And we looked once again at these 4 levels of consciousness. Every week I change it up a little bit. So this week I flipped it so that there's a sense that when something happens and we shift into victim mode, it doesn't feel good. And it's not a very high vibration. And so part of that shift then of consciousness is focusing enough to recognizing where I am in these levels of spiritual consciousness, and consciously choosing to shift, moving to the next level where I take my power back, because this is all, I'm powerless, this stuff is happening to me. And then the next level, I take my power back, I begin to maybe even over control, not me. And then the next level of realizing, oh, wait a minute, there is a greater energy and power that works through me. And the highest level of all is when we go back to that awareness that it's all one, it's all God, it's all I am expressing as God. So today we're looking at then the 3rd step. Take concrete steps. And Fran has already shared our affirmation, so let's just say it again together as we begin looking at the 3rd step. Oh, by the way, I'm calling this step, get off your butt. We can focus our mind and shift our consciousness, but at some point we really have to just get off our butts and move into action. So here's our affirmation. I consistently and courageously take steps to shift my life and manifest my dreams. I talked about the morning walk, and you don't have to have a dog to do that. But one of the best ways to shift our consciousness is getting out for a walk. And I know that this time of year, it's time when we really need to get out before the sun comes up and get back before the sun comes up, or go after the sun comes down. Although I know Sally told me this morning she doesn't melt. I do, so I'm hiding from the sun during the summer. But no, I really appreciate your consciousness, because that's quite awakened. Love it. A few weeks ago, I decided I wanted to move the furniture. Now I have a little room for myself where I like to be by myself, my solitude time, and my meditation time, my quiet time, my exercise, whatever. I have my own little room. And so it was just shifting some furniture in that room. When was the last time you've made some movements of the furniture in your house? It had been several years for me, and I was shocked at how it shifted my consciousness, that it seemed to move the energy and open up the space. So I'm like, what else can I move? The thing is, I'm sharing the rest is shared space, so I can't just go moving stuff. But so I'm looking at practices, small things that help to reinforce the shifting here, to shift outwardly. Take a ride, take a trip. Linda and I were talking about this morning, sometimes we just want to get out by ourselves, get away. And there's again this sort of sense of opening and getting into a different environment, going up to, we haven't been up yet this year, but going up to Hualapai Mountains. And I love going to that park in Laughlin. I walked that walk all the way out to the dam before I realized that it was a 3-mile walk and that I had to walk another 3 miles back, 6 miles, and it was so invigorating. So things that you can do every day, little things to reinforce, I'm doing something different, I'm shifting, I'm moving, I'm taking a concrete step. So the difference between making a shift in some action and not is that things can get stuck up there, just like they can get stuck in the outer. We can get ruminating. I mean, am I the only one? And last week, so here's we're always, as humans, we're walking sort of a delicate balance between being human, being spiritual beings, being human beings. And I mentioned last week that from A Course of Love, that there's a point at which Jesus, it's a channeled reading, and Jesus says, think not. And if you recall what he said in the Bible a number of times was fear not. But if you think about it, this being maybe I'll dare to even say A Course of Love a little more evolved than the Bible. And that's quite a shift between fear not and think not, because where does the fear come from? From thinking, like I am prone to do if I don't make a conscious decision at that morning walk. I'm prone to think it. And to go as far as it said in A Course of Love, to think about or to consider that there's a difference between thinking and thoughts. So that the thinking is what we do without any conscious awareness, and what often becomes a rote sort of process of overthinking something, a worry, a concern, something that we're going to do, something that we've done. Isn't it tiring? It's so tiring. So what I have started to think about is when I walk and I do the thinking, I'm really just muddying it all up. So if I can be present and listening and looking and watching, and I know we've all heard, about being mindful and being present. How many times have you heard that? Are you tired of hearing it? No. Do you do it? Sometimes. Yeah, so this is just another invitation, maybe looking at it differently instead of mindfulness and presence, but simply listening and watching. Because when we begin to listen, we not only hear with our outer ears, but we hear with the inner ear, with our hearts. And so the difference between thoughts and thinking, thoughts can come from spirit, divine inspiration. You're a spiritual being. Of course, you're going to have spiritual experiences. And a lot of them come from visions and just an inspiring word, an inspiring sentence. And rather than let that escape you, it's a moment when you can take action on it. Take a concrete step. I hear that inspiration. I hear that divine guidance. I'm going to do something, however little, toward making that become a greater reality in my life, whatever it is. Thinking and thoughts. Well, you might say, but there are some times when I know that the thought that came into my head is not of spirit. And isn't it great that you recognized it? So then you can do what's most appropriate to do with a thought like that. Weed it out. It doesn't belong in your garden. Weed it out. Because essentially that's what's happening all the time. We're getting thoughts from either race consciousness. So think about if you were just hearing a crowd and they're just going, and all you can hear is just that's kind of what race consciousness is. It's all the worry, all the fear, all the, okay, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe she did that. I can't believe they're doing that. Helpful? Not at all. And yet, that's what we allow our minds to do. I'll admit, folks, this stuff isn't easy. I mean, it seems simple enough, those steps. Focus your mind, shift your consciousness, take some concrete steps, share your journey, be open. No, it's not easy. It takes effort, it takes intention, it takes thought. So there was a day, there's been a number of days like that in my life where I have been listening enough. There was a wide enough opening in all of the rambling, the chatter in my mind, that I got an inspiration. And I took I'll just speak about one recently. I took the inspiration and I started to have, with enough thought about it, I started to have a vision. And so I mentioned it actually to Donna first, and I mentioned it to our board who met on Friday. And I called it a facelift for our sanctuary. Can you take a look around? Just this room here, and think whatever you think about this room. And then think for a moment, or allow your thoughts, your inspiration, to inspire what it might look like with a facelift. So I'm going to share that with you. And I'll tell you, it was kind of fun in the board meeting because they sort of caught the vision, I would say, of a facelift. So one of the things is we have, Donna and I have talked about having a little gift shop, a very little gift shop in the back of the sanctuary. But what it means is freeing up 2 of those shelving units there. Hence, the free books. So we're downsizing the lending library so that we can begin to sort of bring some of these shelving units, use it for more space. So that's just one of the things, but I'd like to shift now for a moment to shift to what Ken Daigle says in this chapter. And he talks a lot about giving. And we don't really talk much about giving here. Over the years, when we've mentioned it, people have gotten uncomfortable and they let us know that they were uncomfortable. And we're fine with that. We're fine about not talking about it. And I'll tell you that just as a warning, if you decide to get this book, he actually uses the word specifically tithing. We don't use that word. We use giving. I mean, I know that there are those among us who tithe religiously and they use that word tithe. There's nothing wrong with that. I guess that Barry and I have just been trained over the years to tread very lightly around that word. But one thing that I have been doing over the last month or so is inviting people to consider giving of themselves. So in the book, Ken talks about tithing your time, your talent, and your treasure, the 3 T's. And tithing your time is about actually taking time to spend in prayer, meditation, spiritual study. How much time and what that looks like is entirely yours to consider, contemplate, and even ask for spiritual guidance about. And then, so time and talent. Talent that's the giving of yourself. And sometimes we don't really know how we might fit into, for instance, a community like this and serve in some way. But if I could just have those of you who do serve in some capacity here at Unity, if you would please stand, because I think that we're not aware just how many people serve. So if you would stand. So Laura, you come and you light the candles every Sunday morning? Yes, you serve. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, all of you. Yes, and Jerry, because he does Qigong. Thank you, each and every one of you.
Bless you. Jerry used to be a caller for bingo too. For many years he did that. And Donna now works with bingo on Saturdays. And Mary Alice is our board president. And we've got two other board members here today, Linda and Fran. And of course there's Don there, my brother Don. So you can sit down, but keep in your mind each one of these people, because if you're ever wondering, I don't really know what I could do or how I could fit in, let me tell you, it doesn't have to involve being up here on the platform at all. There are so many things that you can do even outside of Sunday. Randy was here during the week, the last 2 weeks, because we had so much bingo paper that our cabinet bottom dropped out. So I went and got a new cabinet, and then I was gonna try to get them to build it for us over there at Lowe's, and they said they wouldn't do that. So I'm like, well, can you tell me somebody who would? And they didn't tell me. Guess who did tell me? Spirit. Like, oh, Randy. Randy fixes stuff. Now I know that he builds stuff too. So he actually picked it up, brought it here, put it together. And then he's like, oh, and I can fix that bottom shelf for you too. So now we're able to spread all of that between two cabinets so that we don't strain one or the other of them. So I'm kind of rambling, but I hope what you're hearing is my heart feels so blessed that people give the way that they do here. And I had made a plea a couple weeks in a row, and Susan Meyer called and said, I want to help. So now she's part of our Sunday morning setup team. And let me tell you, Susan and Unity go way back. So she has served much in years past as well. So thank you, all of you. And then time, talent, and treasure. And that, of course, is the financial support that you give. And in 25 years, we have been absolutely blown away by how many times, I mean, the numbers never seem to work out, and yet here we are, year after year after year. And at one point I went to the board and the congregation, because when Barry and I first came here, I was a licensed Unity teacher, and I wanted to become a licensed and ordained Unity minister. And there was a program that I could do that through Unity, where I could continue to be here doing what I do and get my ordination that way. And but the stipulation was that the center needed to completely support and finance the entire thing. Again, when we looked at the numbers, and yet somehow it worked out. I was ordained in 2014 because of the amazing support of this community. So I will just say that. And then I will say the value, this is our Unity co-founder, Charles Fillmore, the value of all service lies in the spirit in which you serve, and not in the importance or magnitude of the service. Even the lowliest task or deed is made holy, joyous, and prosperous when it is filled with love. So I like to think that this is what we are talking about when we talk about taking concrete steps. There's a Japanese philosophy called Kaizen, which I think best describes our step 3, take concrete steps or get off your butt. The K's of philosophy is about continuous incremental improvement. The literal translation is change good or change for the better. The concept relies on the idea that small daily changes compound into massive long-term improvements. I'm going to bring it to a close. So thank you so much. I'll take just a few minutes to wrap it up with a little meditation. So let's prepare for a period of meditation. So just take another few deep breaths. We did that earlier during our time of meditation before the service. And imagine, if you will, in your mind, that thing or that experience or even that beingness, something that you would like to be or do or have. And then, if you will imagine what it would feel like to be or do or have that. And then consider one concrete, however small, one concrete step that you can do today towards being, doing, having that. And finally, I invite you to consider how you might celebrate yourself for having accomplished that one small step today. And another deep breath. And a loud release if you feel like it. As we know and affirm that God's will for us is perfect happiness. That as we give, we receive, that truly giving and receiving are one. So we give this time together a blessing because we are blessed to be here. So it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hear the music. I hear the music down in my soul. Down in my soul. I hear the music. I hear the music down in my soul. Down in my soul. I hear the music. I hear the music down in my soul. Down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home. I got a new day. I got a new day. Down in my soul. Down in my soul. I got a new day. I got a new day. Down in my soul. Down in my soul. Everything's a new day. I got a new day. Oh, down in my soul.
love silence down in my soul. I love the silence down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home. I feel the power down in my soul. I feel the power down in my soul. I feel the power down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home. And the whole wide world is my home.
First of all, thank you, Natalie, for a wonderful message. I think we're all growing as we listen to your messages. Okay, it's time to welcome any guests. I don't see anybody here for the first time. Anyone at all? Okay. All right, moving on. Then, welcome to all of you for being here today. Now it's time for our love gifts, and all of you know the routine. We have the baskets and we have the tic-tac machine. So however you feel like you can give, it is appreciated, big or small. We appreciate everything that you do. And let's say our giving and receiving affirmation. Today, I feel deeply blessed and grateful for the goodness that surrounds me. I effortlessly attract opportunities, joy, and love, aligning my energy with the life I dream of living. I trust that the universe is guiding me as I step closer to my highest potential. And so it is. Donna?
Oh, actually, that's the song.
Oh, is there a song?
Yes, there is. Forgot to put it on. It's on the list. If I left it off. Yeah. Okay, you're up after all.
Papa, here now. Papa positivity. Good morning. So there is always good and positivity in the world. We may not always see it, but if we look for the good and the positivity, we can find it. And if we focus on that goodness and positivity, it will grow and flourish and expand. So today's pop-up positivity, I have two stories. I'll make them as brief as I can. And they're stories on positive affirmations of abundance. And then there is a positive specific affirmation of abundance. So the first story is that I love doing affirmations. And one of the affirmations I always love to do is I am open to receive. I am open to receive whatever the universe has for me. So when I moved here to Bullhead City with my beloved Bubba, my cat, I was open to receive whatever abundance there is for Bullhead to give me. Well, unfortunately, Bubba passed. So I remember saying, no more cats. because we're going to throw a little bit of what you persist resists into this story. No more cats. No more cats. I'm done with cats. It's just too hard, right? And in the meantime, I'm still saying, I am open to receive abundance, whatever Bullhead has to give me. Well, this little adorable feral black cat shows up. It's the summer that we have 130-degree weather. So of course, I give her water. Then I give her food. And I'm thinking, okay, but you know, I don't want any more cats. So she's feral though, and I figured, okay, distance is good. Well, about a month and a half, 2 months go by. She brings me 3 kittens. Really? Okay. And in the meantime, I'm still doing this affirmation. I'm open to receive abundance from whatever Bullhead has to give me. So I take the 3 cats and I get them fixed. They're a little too feral for adoption, so they're with me. Mama escapes, but a month and a half, she comes back for food. A month and a half, 2 months later, she brings me 3 more kittens. I thought I said no more. So I take those in, I actually get Mama and I get them all fixed, 7 cats later. Well, then big scrappy pappy daddy decides to show up, and now I'm feeding big pappy scrappy daddy. Then my neighbor's cat Kadoo decides to show up, so now I'm feeding Kadoo. Then there's this one day that I hear this strange noise at my door. What in the world was that? I go to the door, I open the door, and I kid you not, there's a hairless cat at my door. All right, come on in. I shall name you Harry. Then I get Harry taken care of and reunited him with whom he needs to be reunited with. But the fact that he felt safe to come to me. Then there's been other random cats. There's a black and white one. There's a orange and white tabby. There's a gray and white one. And the latest has been a Siamese. So I start thinking, you know, I manifested this. And what you resist persists, correct? So I decided to be in the realm of being blessed with these feline beauties. And I researched it, and having a group of these types of cats is called a clouder. So I'm very blessed with now a clouder of kitties. So the second story is, real quickly, I'm going on a trip next week. And so I decide I'm gonna do a new affirmation. I am open to receive financial abundance. That's more specific. Well, I thought I should be even more specific. I am open to receive legitimate financial abundance. I thought, well, where's this gonna come from? So the source, I thought, I'm gonna be open to receive legitimate financial abundance from a source that truly loves and cares about me. And I think this is really great. And I'm just saying it all the time. I'm dancing around the kitchen saying it, having a good old time. 2 days later, I'm going on a trip this next week. I'm gathering some things up and I come across this wallet. And I think, oh, this wallet's going to be great to take with me. I open up the wallet and there's $150 in the wallet. I'm like, score! More cat food for when I'm gone. So then I'm here, that was a week ago Saturday, last Sunday, and I'm talking to Amanda in the back. I put my hand in my back pocket and I'm $13. Thank you. And then I think, well, I'm gonna go home and check all my pants. And I find another $5. So then I'm dancing around saying this affirmation. I am open to receive legitimate financial abundance from a source that truly loves and cares about me. And then the next day, I am going through some things and straightening up, and there's this little canister, and I open it up, and there's a $50 bill in there. Thank you. So the moral of all of this is that I invite you to dance with the ideas of bringing positive affirmations into your realm. And even though this money was all mine to begin with, so it did come from a source that truly cared and loved me. It's from me and Source. And Source brought it back into my awareness at the time that I made the affirmation. So I invite you to dance with the idea of positive affirmations, but I also invite you to dance with the idea of a specific positive affirmation, because otherwise you may be blessed with a clouder of kids. So it is.
Yay! Oh my God. Yay. So Jerry, come on down.
Come on down.
I love that story. That was so great.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, everybody here now is familiar with what Qigong is. Let's get into our standing Qigong posture. Feet shoulder width, somewhat parallel. Knees slightly bent and then locked and released. Pelvic slightly tucked. Spine slightly erect. Arms dangling, allowing the weight of your arms to go ahead and pull your shoulders down just a little. Head and neck's aligned with the spine. The way you do that is just imagine the crown of your head moving up a little bit higher. And relax, relax. Become present into this present moment. This chi, this life energy, only exists in the present. Just relax into this present moment and sink the chi. Inhale as your palms float up. Exhale as they float down and your awareness floats down through your body, detecting and releasing any tension. One more time to sink the chi. As you get rid of any tension, any stuck chi can float down through your body and into the earth for cleansing. Okay, we'll do a set of exercises designed to balance the heart, to balance the yin and yang energy. Inhale up, and as you exhale down, allow your knees to bend. Slow rhythm of sinking and rising. Inhale up, out, around, in front of you, and down. Inhaling up to center. Exhale down. Inhale up to chest height, make a diamond shape. Exhale out and down as you sink. Balancing our heart. Taking this world, this life, in a love embrace. Up to chest height. Exhale out, down as you sink. We'll do that routine one more time. Preparing ourselves to meet the remainder of this day with a caring and compassionate heart. Inhale to chest high. Exhale out and don't sink as you exhale down. Do sink the chi. And bring your feet together and sink the chi one last time. Placing your palms over your lower dantian. Feet rooted to the earth. Upper body lithe, supple, able to sway. Like a bamboo in the wind. Just relaxing your body and allowing it to move however it chooses to move. Side to side, forward and back. circular movements, undulations, tuning into this chi energy that's all around us. Your body knows how it wants to move. And moving back into the center, open your arms, maybe gazing upward, practicing this wonderful emotion of gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Source. Thank you, Universe. Thank you, God. Thank you, Life. Thank you for these beautiful mornings and warm afternoons. Thank you for whatever abundance you want to bring. Thank you, God. Inhale your palms together down in front of your mouth. Exhale into your open palms and bring that breath to your heart. And may all beings be free from suffering. May all beings be free from hunger. May all beings be truly happy. And namaste. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Jerry. Let's come together for our closing song. It's not working?
We can say it. Go out and shine your light. You know the time is right. Hello world, we love you. Go out and shine. Your ocean is so bright. Yes.